Hey, hey, yeah. Makeup, yeah. That was a beautiful smile, yeah. Makeup, yeah. There's a beautiful smile, there's a beautiful smile. Makeup, yeah. There's a beautiful smile. It's the makeup nurse. Said you're rolling with the makeup nurse. Makeup, yeah. There's a beautiful smile. There's a beautiful smile.
I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. The struggle is real with Jamie, the makeup nurse. Today is Mix It Up Monday, where beauty meets breakthroughs. And it's Nurse Nana, your VP of Quality and Safety, mixing a little fun with a little learning to start the week strong. Today is a sweet combination of celebrations, including Banana Cream Pie Day, Old Stuff Day, Read Across America, and Dr. Seuss Day. And we're going to connect every single one of these to the work we do in quality, safety, and improvement. So let's get started. Let's start with the riddle of the day. I have layers like a parfait, but I'm a pie you eat any day. I'm creamy, dreamy, yellow inside. When am I? Comment down below. So let's first start with the Banana Cream Pie Day. It's a good banana cream pie has layers, crust, bananas, pudding, and whipped cream. And quality works the same way. We build it layer by layer. We look at all of our processes, all the holes and gaps of the process, and try to make improvements with everything that comes through. Each layer supports the whole. It definitely, with each process, we look at it in the entire picture, and we look to see if there is any gaps and any improvements we can do, anything that we can prevent that a failure from happening at that certain point, so a harm does not come to any of our patients. And if you skip a step, well, it definitely shows, because then we can harm the patient, we can have mistakes, and that's where errors happen. So today is your reminder: strong processes make sweet outcomes. And the second thing we're going to do for Old Stuff Day, and this one is speaking directly to us in healthcare. We all have old workflows, outdated forms, legacy habits, and this is how we've always done it mindsets. I don't know how many times I go and it's like, well, we've always done it this way. Well, we can make improvements. Let's look at the process. Is it working? What are our results? Like, what is the outcome? And if our outcome isn't great, well, then you know what we've always done isn't always the greatest thing. And so that's what I'm always asking. Well, okay, we've always done it this way. Let's look at our results. And if you're happy with the results, great. If not, let's fix it. Let's look at the entire process, the entire picture, not each hole of each portion of the process. And so today's an opportunity to look at our old stuff and ask, is this still serving us? Is this helping our patients and our staff? And is this aligned with our current goals? Because goals change, right? So let's declutter our processes the same way we clean out an old closet. And when we do, if we do any cleaning out, if you remember the 5 S's, which is you sort everything out, get rid of everything, anything expired or anything old that you don't want or whatever, and then you set it, and then you can shine, and then we can standardize it, and then we can sustain that, right? So we sort, we shine, we clean, and then we standardize and sustain. So those are the 5 S's. All right, and then the third one is Read Across America, Dr. Seuss Day. Dr. Seuss taught us something powerful. Simple words can carry big meaning. Yes, words matter, right? Anyone can learn when messages are accessible, but they got to be clear and concise. I don't know how many times they're like, okay, we need to do this. It's like, okay, what exactly do you need on this? Like, what you want this report, but what do you want? Just numbers? Do you want like a breakdown? Like, what exactly do you need? So when you're asking for things, make sure it's clear and concise, and because clear communication saves lives. Joint Commission, which is our federal government regulatory body, is Like they say the number one sentinel event, which a sentinel event is like when bad things happen, is due to communication. So we have to have clear communication. So we don't need the jargon either, like all those unnecessary like campaigns or whatever and jargon that doesn't really help either. Sometimes it helps, like at least because you're keeping an eye on it, but then as soon as that campaign goes, things go back to how it's been. So we don't need complexity. We need simple, clear, actionable messages. And the same thing with action plans, action items. We need it clear and concise, and we need it to be a process, not just we're going to educate the staff or we're going to send out the policy again. No, we need actual action items. So like Dr. Seuss might say what you mean what you say, and make it easy so all can obey. And a lot of times in healthcare too, one of the things that we enforce or and we educate and preach is read back. So when you say something to that person, the recipient needs to say, okay, Dr. So-and-so, this, you told me to give this bronzer, this Too Faced bronzer from Sunbay Bunny to Joe Smith over here, and they'll say yes. Give that Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer to Joe Smith, and so it's clear, concise. You read back, you clarified, because sometimes there can be you can mishear things, and when you're in healthcare and you're dealing with people's lives, you don't want to mishear anything. And the other thing that we always want to do is ask for the 2 patient identifiers, your name and date of birth, because we want to make sure that even though I've known you for the last 12 hours, I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information, the right medication, right treatment, right diagnostic test, right, whatever it is. We need to make sure that that is you, and we need to make sure that we're following our processes, so those things don't break in the, like all the holes don't break in our process, right? So in the Swiss cheese model, each hole, we don't want to have a gap in that hole, because if it slips through this one, it could slip through this one, and that's when errors and mistakes happen. So we want to make sure we feel safe every single hole. And part of that is asking for your name and date of birth every single time, regardless if I just came into your room and I just gave you medication and now I'm giving you more medication, I still need to do that. All right, this was a quick video, but before we go, let's do this day in history. On March 2nd, Texas Declaration of Independence on 1836. Delegates of the Convention of 1836 formally declared the Republic of Texas independent from Mexico. Sam Houston was appointed Commander-in-Chief of Texan forces on his 43rd birthday. The 1949 first nonstop around-the-world flight to the U.S. Air Force B-50 Superfortress Lucky Lady II completed the first nonstop circumnavigation of the globe, covering 23,452 miles in 94 hours. Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962, Philadelphia Warriors center Wilt Chamberlain set an NBA record by scoring 100 points in a single game against the New York Knicks in Hershey, Pennsylvania. 1917 Jones-Shafroth Act. President Woodrow Wilson signed this act granting U.S. citizenship to inhabitants of Puerto Rico and organizing the island as a U.S. territory. The top quark discovery in 1995. Researchers at Fermilab in Illinois, which I live near there, and I have my best friend actually worked there, announced the discovery of the top quark, the 6th and most massive known variety of quark. In 1807, U.S. slave trade ban. The U.S. Congress passed the act prohibiting importation of slaves, making it illegal to import new slaves into the country, effective January 1st, 1808. Disputed presidential election in 1877, just 2 days before the inauguration, Congress declared Republican Rutherford B. Hayes the winner of the 1876 election over Samuel J. Tilden, despite Tilden winning the popular vote. In 1969, Sino-Soviet border conflict. Soviet and Chinese forces engaged in a deadly battle of at a border outpost in the Ussuri River, signaling a major rift between the two communist powers. 1991, Rodney King beating. Los Angeles police officers were captured on videotape brutally beating African-American motorist Rodney King after a high-speed chase, an event that later sparked large-scale rioting. In 1969, the Concorde maiden flight, the supersonic Concorde jet, took its first test flight in Toulouse, France. In 2004, Mars water evidence. NASA announced that the Opportunity rover discovered evidence that liquid water had existed on Mars in the past. The premiere of King Kong in 1933, this landmark monster movie, King Kong, has had its world premiere at Radio City Music Hall in New York. In 1867, the founding of Howard University, this historically black university, was chartered by General Oliver O. Howard in Washington, D.C. Yahoo Incorporation in 1995, the internet search engine, was formally incorporated by founders Jerry Yang and David Filo. And some birthdays: children's author Dr. Seuss in 1904, Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev in 1931, rock musician Lou Reed in 1942, singer Karen Carpenter in 1950, actor Daniel Craig in 1968, and singer Chris Martin in 1977. Some unfortunate deaths: Methodism co-founder John Wesley in 1791, English novelist D.H. Lawrence in 1930, archaeologist Howard Carter in 1939, soul singer Dusty Springfield in 1999, and sci-fi author Philip K. Dick in 1982. And what is your favorite Dr. Seuss book? Mine is Green Eggs and Ham. And so, of course, the quote from today comes from Dr. Seuss. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. And remember, don't wake up and choose violence, choose kindness, and I'll see you next time. Bye!